So we're going to start, our hands are going to be at the lower dantian. We're usually moving with the three energy centers of three brains: gut brain, heart brain, and then the brain brain. And we're going to start with our hands just at the base here. Usually, if we're following traditional Tai Chi methodology, for the male body's right hand thumb will be on the left palm, inside of the left palm, and then hand will be over, and the female bodies will be opposite. But you can do whatever feels right to you. Slight bend in the knees, we can close the eyes. And we're going to drop all of our energy right into that base sacral area, relaxing the PC muscle. Below the private areas, relaxing the knees, moving the weight, shifting the weight to the outside of the feet. This practice is really going to activate the energy moving through and within you, and we start by just simply observing the natural movements of energy that run up through from the earth, through the feet, up through the back of the spine, up through the top of the head, and then coming back down the front line of the body, and just noticing the circulation of energy that we can tune into here. Now we're going to bring our attention to the center of the forehead and the third eye. And we're going to do a rapid breath of breathing in through the nose, right into the center of the forehead. And then we'll exhale rapidly through the mouth, sending the energy down all the way through the body, down to the earth. And then we'll inhale once again, and as we inhale, it's almost like you're pulling up pale silver energy up from the earth, up into the body, creating a cylinder around the body, moving above the head, and exhaling back down. And you can begin to cycle that energy, pulling in this pale silver energy from the earth, moving it up through the body, up through the spine, past the top of the head, and exhaling back down. Now, as we're cycling this breath up through the spine and back down through the spine, as we come down on the next breath, we can open our palms and our hands. And as we bring in the next breath through the nose, slowly we're going to start to move the hands upwards towards the third eye. So we're breathing through the whole body, but we can really begin to focus in on the spine, where we're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And moving through the spine. So as we inhale from the base of the spine, we're moving up through every vertebrae, through the central channel of the spine, in a sense cleansing out the spine. Very slowly, all the way to the center of the forehead and the third eye, and then exhaling, coming back down the spine. We're going to bring all of our focus, all of our attention into the spinal area as you're moving through with this breath. So again, really slowly in through the nose, up through the spine, moving through every vertebrae. and moving back down the spine very slowly. Just a few more here. You already feel the mind dropping into the body. Begin to feel the sensations and the energies moving through the spine. And as you feel complete here, you can bring the hands coming back down and just tune into what the spine, what the body feels like as you move this breath through. Now we're going to continue to move through the spinal area. We're really going to focus this on the initial flow. It's remembering that the central channel that runs from the earth all the way through the spinal channel and through the body, all the way above the head into the inner universe and the central sun. This channel, the more we're moving our attention through it, moving our breath through it, we're cleansing it. And this is where all the core of our energetic debris, we could say, is stored for the most part. At least the roots are. And so just keeping your awareness there, breathing through there for the entirety of your day is a powerful practice. Now we're going to physically kind of activate the spine here, where we're going to kind of do what I call like the Harlem Shake. So we're going to bend at the hips, move the hands down. We're going to come all the way down to the floor. And as we're at the floor, we're going to begin to roll the shoulders up. And the neck is going to come up last. Rolling the shoulders all the way up and really feeling into that spine, and then rolling the shoulders at the top. So you really want to get really ecstatic and kind of over-exaggerate some of these movements here. And if you want to breathe and inhale as you come up and exhale as you're coming down, this will help. But just move into the spine just a few more times just to feel all of the areas there. Really wanting to open that up because we're going to do a more rapid Kundalini activating breath in the next pattern. And on the next breath here, as we come back to the bottom, we'll keep our hands there close to the floor. We'll bring our feet a little bit closer together. And here we're going to be inhaling. Hands are going to come up all the way above the head as we inhale up through the spine, and then exhaling rapidly as we come back down. So we're inhaling up, exhale here, inhale. Only in and out through the nose, and you'll feel it move up through the spine, down through the spine, up through the spine, down. Speeding it up just a little bit. And slowing it down. And then on this next one, we're going to bring it all the way up and keep it up. And then exhale, the hands are going to come down the sides. And we'll just rest there for a moment. Once again, tune into the sensations moving through the spine here, activated through the breath. You may feel some tingling in your hands as well, as the chakras in the hands also open up. Now, as you're here with the eyes closed and you're just observing the breath, you can also very slowly control the breath, where we're going about 5 to 6 seconds on the inhale through the nose, very slowly, but very powerfully, really feeling the energy cultivation. Expanding your chest, expanding your whole body. Feel like your body is like a oscillating flow of energy, oscillating flower. It's expanding, opening, blooming, and then as you exhale, it's contracting. And when you're visualizing this and you're tuning into this breath, tune into the intention that you're breathing through your skin. Or as you inhale, it's literally like you're pulling in the energy through your skin, through your pores, in every angle of the body. As you're exhaling everything. Your entire lungs are releasing, emptying. And as you inhale, whole body is opening up. If you need a place to focus your attention inwardly, you can roll your eyes up towards your third eye. A few more breaths. The longer you can make the breath on the inhale and exhale, the better. Now here we're going to bring the hands involved in this as well. We're going to spread out the feet just a little bit. We're going to continue with this, but now we're going to kind of build that bubble with the hands right at that lower energy center. So we're inhaling, building that bubble, opening the palms, and then exhale, contracting, letting the palms naturally come together. Inhale, building that energy, and you're opening up the chest, opening up the arms here. Even open up the chest, contract, bring the shoulders, the back of your shoulders together a little bit. You're basically feeling the entirety of your body, your energy field, your aura just opening. A few more breaths here. Now, as we've cultivated and opened this energy, now we're going to circulate it. So the hands are going to come starting at that lower position that we started with. The feet are a little bit wider. Here we're cultivating, we're inhaling up from that lower energy center to the heart, and then we're exhaling and we're pushing forward. But here when we're pushing forward, really want to bring in a bit of force here, so you're kind of almost like flexing the arms as you're doing that. You're inhaling up, exhaling with force. A few more breaths here. On this last breath, we're going to continue with this, but now we're going to exhale both hands over each knee. So look like this. You're inhaling, pushing both hands out, sinking into that squat a little bit. The key is we're just contracting the hands and the legs a little bit just to feel that kind of activation of energy in the physical body. And also as you're exhaling, if you can perceive your aura, your auric field around you, like a egg-shaped sphere, it's as if you're breathing into that, you're expanding that. We can pick up the pace a little bit here. Breathing into the heart, exhaling. A few more here. And as you feel complete, the hands will just come by your sides, just in front of that lower energy center here. The legs will just still be quite wide. You can close your eyes if you like, just tuning in once again. And here, many times when we open up the breath and you feel a little bit of that blissfulness or that clarity within the body, that charge, this is where you can naturally tune any region in the body that feels dense. If there's any tension in any area, the focus of your attention, the focus of this energy now, because your energy flows with your attention. So if you just can visualize all this energy cycling through your body, wherever your attention is focused on, this energy is going to flow to. So in a sense, it's kind of like if you just imagine a magical healer that has energy that follows their hands around, naturally this is what's occurring here. You can even place your hand on certain regions of the body, and that will help with the focus and the energy flow. But you can also just leave your hands as they are. But much of the practice is, in a sense, balancing the energy through the body. So you're scanning your body from head to toe. The energy will naturally do this anyways, but sometimes when we can participate, we can see our conscious effect on the health and well-being of our body and the reality around us. Now here we're going to bring the arms out, palms facing up. So when we bring them out and back, bringing the shoulder blades as close together, bringing the hands back as far as we can without straining, palms are facing up. And then as we come forward, we're bringing them together and we're kind of meeting them in the middle, not touching. Inhaling, opening, exhaling here. You can even tilt your head up a little bit as you're doing this, open your chest. You're breathing right into the center of the heart chakra towards the back of the spine. Releasing any tension in the PC muscle only or the private areas, just relaxing everything here. Just a few more here. And as you feel complete here, we're going to transition into going above the head. So we're going to be inhaling, almost like a sun salutation coming up, clasping at the top. Exhaling, hands are coming down. We're getting into a squat. So we're inhaling up, cultivating here, up the spine. Exhale down. A few more here. And as you feel complete, hands can come back down, and we're just going to rest here just for a few moments. The blood obviously is flowing through the shoulders and the arms. So once again, just letting yourself tune to that. The more subtle you become in the body, the more light you become. Naturally, you can begin to tune to the movements of the varying liquids in the body, the water, the blood, lymphatic. The organ system becomes more in tune with you. You can feel your kidneys, your intestines, stomach, lungs, heart. And then, of course, we can feel the energy moving through the meridians. Just like if you look at an acupuncture chart, you can see the channels. And sometimes as you're moving your attention through your body as you're scanning, you can see or feel areas where you may not actually be able to see or feel, like almost like it skips, or you feel there's a bit of tension or density. And so the more you focus in on that, it's not that you can't see it, it's that there's stagnation, there's darkness, unconscious energy stored there. And this is naturally how we uncover what is naturally meant to be uncovered, like a little treasure. And if you're having any issues on the physical level of your body, naturally those specific areas you maybe have physical issues, they'll land on specific meridian channels. Maybe if there's like acne on your face or issue in the organs, this is all going to be interconnected, and you'll be able to trace back this over time, or at least have somebody that can support you in that. Trace back to its root. So next we're going to move into a bit of these spiral motions with the hands. That's the message I'm getting here. So this motion is starting with the hands. We're going backwards and we're coming forwards, and we're just making kind of circles with our hands, and you'll really actually be able to feel the chakras in your hands, the energies in the hands, the palms here. Inhale as you're moving back, exhale as you're coming forward. So the hands are cycling back and then they're cycling forward, and you can get bigger and bigger and bigger with these circles. And you can kind of play with the sizing here. You can play with the speed even. Maybe speed it up, or if you really want to slow it down, I'll kind of leave it up to you here. And I'll also invite you, if you want to kind of circulate in the body, you want to rotating left and right. You're just bending in the knees really and leaning over to one side in the hips. The other foot, you're kind of getting on the heel. So you're kind of going into a bit of rotation. We're going to do just a little bit longer here, and then we're going to rotate. We're going to go opposite direction. And then we will do that. So as you feel ready, we can rotate opposite direction, same thing. It can be a bit confusing actually to start, but again, play with the speed, play with the size. Palms are kind of facing opposite direction as they come forward and back. And we'll slowly make our way back to the center point as you feel complete. And you keep the motion going if you like, even as you come back to stillness on the rotation. And here we're going to move into another motion that comes up from the heart. So here, it's similar to what we were doing before, but the palms are going to be facing down. So palms are going to face down, and the wrists are going to be really loose. So we're inhaling to the chest, exhaling forward, and then inhaling down and doing, in a sense, a sun salutation all the way up and coming down the center line. Palms are not touching. So we're here, heart, exhale, down, all the way up, all the way around, and coming down the center line. You can play with this a little bit too, as I just did, whatever feels most natural. A few more here. And as you feel complete, once again, coming back to that still posture. But we're not going to be there too long, so we're going to go into another rotating pattern. So the inside hand is going to be up top at the eye level. Bottom hand is going to be palm facing down at the lower dantian, lower energy center, sacral. So we're pulling, that top hand is pulling across, and then we're switching. Palms are switching. Exhale as we pull across. Inhale as we come up. Bottom palm is facing down towards the floor. Top palm is palm facing you, covering your eyes, or in front of your eyes. You can speed this up a little bit, getting more fluid if you like, moving side to side, whatever feels good to you. Naturally, these movements can almost become like a dance in more advanced ways, but also not so advanced. It's just the natural aspect of our body wants to move. We don't have any music today, but it will be in the recording. Now here we're going to naturally segue into basically a full wheel, where we're going to be moving our whole body into a wheel. Right hand is going to start. It's going to start up at the top. We're going to go all the way down and rotate, opening all the way up. And again, feeling that in the spine. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you come down. A few more here. And then we'll rotate opposite side, left arm. And if you'd like to slow it down a little bit or speed it up, really get into the body. This helps ground the energy, especially as we move into so much breath work. Sometimes you feel a bit high. Want to make sure that that energy is cycling and it's not stucking itself. Generally in the higher chakras, that's where it has the tendency to go. Just a few more here. And we'll come to close, bringing the hands all the way up and back down. So once again, come to stillness. You can feel the cycling still moving through the body. The visual I'm getting is like a butterfly or an infinity sign, how the energy cycles in our body. Okay? So we'll give a few moments if we'd like to kind of move through the body a little bit. Sometimes I like to put my hands on my knees or just before my knees and rotate in the shoulders. and really get into the spine once again. But any area where you feel like you need to move right now, this will be welcomed before we come into a close with some final movements. And as that feels right for you, then we will do that. So we'll finish with the traditional movement we usually finish with, which is one of my favorite exercises, really, because it helps accentuate the breath through the spine. So we'll start whatever hand you'd like to start with on top of the other at the lower energy center. We're going to inhale, half moon, all the way around, right to the center line. Exhale, coming down the center line, palms perpendicular with the floor. Then that palm is coming underneath the other palm. Same thing. And as you exhale, move down the spine. Feel your hand moving down through the spine, cleansing the spine, balancing the spine. Now as you feel complete, we can move into both hands, doing the same thing at the same time, just for a few moments, or a few movements here. Inhaling all the way up, and then exhale, hands coming down the center line. Now as you feel complete, the hands can come back where they started today, slight bend in the knees, or they can just be on the sides, palms facing out. Releasing any tension in the PC muscle, lower back, shoulders, just coming into relaxation within the body. Tuning into how your body feels here. And you can visualize breathing through the skin once again, and almost visualizing like an energy coating the skin, like your auric field surrounding you, protecting you. Just simply feeling that charge running through every cell of the body. from here we'll come to a completion. If you'd like to move around. Last time we got into the seated squat, the natural seating posture of the human body. It's taken me years to be able to kind of sit comfortably like this for, pretty much as long as I would like. So that's sometimes nice to do to counterbalance all the standing we just did. And naturally, if you would like to continue in meditation, this is welcomed. I'm going to check the comments now just to see, who's here. You can let us know how the session was for you. What you're experiencing. Maybe I'll sit with you for a little while and have a chat. But yeah, let us know how that was. If you did participate, I don't know who's participating, other than our Zoom folks. As I mentioned, the workshop I was planning to do today is rescheduled for tomorrow. I will do a live likely tomorrow or today in the middle of the day just to kind of connect with everyone, but yeah. So yeah, let us know how it was. Naturally, as I mentioned, the importance of this. I'm gonna come up to this camera. The light is bright. Yeah, so the importance with this practice naturally is one where we recognize that, for instance, if we're just doing seated meditation, traditional silent seated meditation, we are going to get great benefit from this, especially in the essence of silence and contemplation. Maybe there's a breath technique like spinal breathing or something that's activated there, and that will continue to help circulate the energy. But at the same time, the risk with only doing seated practice is that we can get very much in our head. As much as we are looking to meditate to get out of the head, a lot of times meditation of seated practice that fixates only on, the higher mind and, even the self-inquiry practices, which are extremely powerful, but without a body and a mind that has a balance to it, meaning, energy is circulating. Traumas, in a sense, are also dealt with, because if traumas are still held in the body, and then there's an increase in energy, an increase in connection with the true identity, then the speed of that purification is going to get really fast. So that can be quite daunting and quite troublesome if there isn't other practices to help ground and move the energy and allow for, just a balancing into the physical body, right? So, traditional yogic practices are similar in some sense, especially if you're doing it in a more meditative way. Though I found that the Tai Chi or these quantum movement practices, the movement meditation, really accesses the meditative states in a certain sense in the same level as a seated practice would, especially when you're really, when you start really practicing. But then it also has the added benefit of the movement of energy. So you feel energized after this, like you would after a workout, but your body isn't spent, and workouts are also great. But, we're just tuning into the subtleties of the energy layers here. And like many of you may have experienced, layers of connection to the inner subtleties of energies moving to the body, in the organs, in the head, the brain, the various energy centers, the meridians, the auric field. This will be more and more sensed, and you'll also develop a greater connection with nature as well. Your ability to connect with animals, your ability to connect in nature with plants and water streams, living water areas, the clouds, the sun. All of these things will be much more in connection the more you are circulating the life force, circulating the breath, connecting the breath to everything, so that your definition of yourself is not just this body anymore. It's inclusive of animals and plants and the natural world and everything. And when our definition of ourself includes everything, then, like the nature of our compassion and the nature of everything just completely transforms. And we're facing a lot of issues on the planet right now that are revealing lack of compassion, but the solution to lack of compassion will only come from one place, and that's to realize that what you are is beyond just what this body is.